Today we're going to be talking about love languages, and some people say love languages are a woo-woo concept, but I can assure you there is nothing woo-woo about our love language, especially in relationship to our partner. So anyone who hasn't heard of love language, there are 5 main ones. So there's words of affirmation, physical touch. By physical touch, we don't mean like deep intimacy. It might just be coming home from work, giving your partner a quick hug, a peck on the cheek, just anything that just shows them that you are physically present with them. Acts of service, which can be something small, again, doesn't have to be anything major. Quality time and receiving gifts. And by receiving gifts, we're talking someone who just maybe was putting petrol in their car, saw your favourite food in the shop and brought it home for you. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. As we get into relationships, it's not uncommon for us to be in a relationship with someone that is very different to us. And one of the reasons that I've been thinking about love languages is I was listening to a podcast the other day where there was 2 partners, and they'd been in a relationship for about 8 years. And 2 years ago, the woman had a really big trauma, and she was physically and emotionally very, very unwell. And she was pretty much confined to bed. So she had family, friends, medical staff all visiting her. She wasn't alone or isolated. And her partner, his way of showing love is acts of service. So he felt she's got people looking after her. She's got family. She's got friends. I will get everything behind the scenes as perfect as I can so we don't have to worry about it. So he was literally keeping the house going. And that was his way of letting her know that he cared. Her love language is physical touch. So the fact that he wasn't coming in and just giving her a hug, she felt, oh, I'm unwell. He doesn't love me anymore. He's not hugging me. That shows that he doesn't care about me anymore. Since they've realised that they both operate in different ways, what they have now found is if she is very overwhelmed about anything, all he needs to do is just walk in, give her a hug, and she said immediately her nervous system starts calming down. Doesn't need to say anything, doesn't need to do anything. And have a think about how, if you're in a relationship, how you and your partner talk to each other and receive what each other is giving. So if you are somebody that physical touch is important, then for you, your partner coming home from work and just giving you a hug or peck on the cheek will mean a lot. If you are somebody who acts of service is important, then coming home and your partner having made you dinner, and again, it doesn't need to be anything major, they could just have done something quick, that will be important for you. If you're somebody who values quality time, your partner just coming in and not spending half hour on their phone, but just actually sitting with you. They don't have to talk to you, you just want them with you and fully present with you. That will be important. What you often find is that if you have 2 people with different love languages, somebody will have a love language of wanting physical touch. They'll go up to their partner to give them a hug. The other partner will go, don't be stupid, get off, push them away. And they feel like they are not being loved by their partner. And over time, when their partner then approaches them for a hug, they'll start pushing them away. If somebody's looking at acts of service, they might make you meals, they might bring you drinks, they might tidy the house, and all of these things they're doing because that's their way of saying, I love you, I care about you, look at what I'm doing in our environment. If you're not appreciating any of that, then they will think, oh, why am I bothering? I'm not going to bother making them feel, I'm not going to bother doing any of this, because to them, you're not loving them. And it doesn't matter when we say, but they know I love them, they know this. That we need to be shown in a way that we can accept that somebody loves us and cares about us. So if you know your partner, it's physical touch. If they walk up and give you a hug, it's just about accepting a 5-second hug. That's all they want you to do. Accept the hug, and then you've basically shown them that you love them the way they want, that you love the way they give you love. If it's for you, it's quality time, and your partner comes up and spends time with you, then for you, you've it's very odd when you say it, because it sounds like common sense, but partners argue over so many things, and the most common thing that we will say is they don't care, they don't understand me, or they should know I love them, they should know this, they should know that. How many times do we actually talk to our partner about what we want, what we need, how we want to be shown love, how we want to be shown affection? I think most of us don't, do we? We just get involved in our relationships, and life goes on, and children come along, or we have elderly parents, or we have people that look after us, or we get involved in work, and everything takes over, and all the little bits that were us, we lose them along the way. And we go, but why should someone have to show me this? Why wouldn't they? When we get in a relationship at the beginning, how do we first fall in love with somebody? It's because that person might bring us little gifts, that person might make us dinner, that person might give us a hug. They haven't changed. They haven't changed at all. They're the same person. What has changed is our relationship has become more stable. We're now maybe living together, working. We've got all these other outside issues coming on. We've got the stresses we're bringing home. We might have family stresses. All of that has now come in. And all of the things that our partner's always done for us suddenly are stupid or unimportant, or they don't care about me. So what I would say is, if anyone's watching this, just sit down with your partner tonight and say, even if you think love languages are woo-woo, say, what do you really need from me? Do you need me just to give you a word of affirmation? Just not even I love you, just, I appreciate what you've done, thank you. Do you need me just to come up every now and again and give you a hug? What do you need from me? And what can I do for you? And it may be that for me, I've always felt like I've looked after the cleaning, the washing up, all of that, because to me, that's my way of showing you love. But if that doesn't mean anything to you, what do you need from me? What are we giving each other? We're a partnership. What can we give to each other? And that's the most important thing that we can give our partner, what they need, and they give us what we need. It's all reciprocal. It's all two-way. So maybe sit down and say, what do we need from each other? And you would be amazed at how many times relationships fall apart because we don't have those conversations. So if you do struggle with your relationship and you're not quite sure what you ought to be giving and getting from your partner, you can always come and we can try and figure it out together. So come to Revitalize Clinic, get in touch with me, and we can just move forward from there.